recognize that introduction. It's from the song by Creedence Clearwater Revival called Proud Mary. Now, the first thing over here is I want you to notice the movement of the bar chords. In other words, we had a fixed shape called the bar chord, which I'll show you shortly how to actually play. And you'll notice that the movements are the important thing to focus on over here. The shape remains the same. Go a bit closer there, you can see the shape, finger positions. You'll notice that my fingers didn't change position, so there was none of this happening or that happening. The shape remained the same. Now, first of all, let's see how to play the bar chords. We're going to start with the C bar chord as shown on your PDF file in front of you that you've been sent through. And your finger 1 has to be at fret number 8. And if you notice there on the bar chord diagram, it says 8 under the blue dot. The blue dot is actually this note here, where your first finger is playing on the top 6th E string. So that note I'm playing is C. Then you bring finger number 2 onto the 3rd string from the bottom. Remember, we always count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Ring finger goes to fret number 10 on the 5th string, and the pinky squeezes underneath him. This is the major shape bar chord, and if it's at fret number 8, it is C major. If you hear me play a normal C like this, sounds similar, doesn't it? But if I had to do this, and I played it with normal chords, it would sound something like this. It just loses the entire impact that the bar chords provide with us. So your goal over here with this song, first of all, learn a cool song. Secondly, get good with bar chord movements. And thirdly, focus on some cool offbeats as well. Now I'm going to jump ahead to the intro tab. You've learnt your shapes. And we're going to do the counting. Now at the bottom you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 in the red. And on top of that you've got C, A, and then it goes C, A, G, F, F. For the E, it's not really a normal E. You're just lifting up the first finger to get the E note from the E string and then back. So that the last part, F, F, E, F, and then normal D. So the D is the first time your chords get normal. Anyway, let's get back to the bar chords, and I quickly want to show you a technique to ensure you don't get this. You hear that? That's not cool, hey? You want to hear this. Nice clear chords. Now I'm going to quickly just show you the wrist technique to ensure that you get good quality out here. We'll change the angle a bit now so you can see this movement, or this angle rather, that I'm busy showing with my finger. It's almost like a sort of a 90-ish degree. Hold it like that, you can see it's bent quite a lot. If it's bent a lot on the wrist, in other words, if your wrist is pulling a bit, it means you're doing it right. Because the bent wrist will make sure your first finger is flat. It's sort of like you take your hand like this, and then the guitar would have slid in it like this, for example, and then without changing the shape of the hand itself, it simply bends on the wrist and the guitar falls into place. If I straighten my wrist, my first finger bends and then I get all these crazy, horrible notes. But if I bend the wrist, my first finger is nice and straight. It gets all the strings. And then I can place the rest. And I've got clear chords. Okay, we got that. Now while I've got the guitar at this angle, I want to also focus on the strumming technique as well. We've often said in other videos that we strum down on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, assuming there is an arrow indicated there, or if the rhythm is playing on those beats. And on all the ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we strum up. And that gives us a nice natural rhythm with your strumming hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we don't ever want to pause your hand. We don't want, because that's very staggering. It's very sort of broken. I want to get like that happening. Okay. Now I just want to zoom a little bit out so you can see my chord hand at the same time, and also get the movement for the first bar and the second bar, because you'll notice the first and second bars are the same two chords. Now the C is on the downbeat, the 1. I'm going to add an extra strum on the and 2, 1 and 2, But then on the and after the 2 for the A, you can see my hand move down to the A at fret number 5. I strum up, and then I add an extra and 4 and. So slow motion, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on the 2 you can hear this almost like a muted strum. Let me just do it super slow motion. 1 and 2 and. Okay. At speed, if you want to take it with me, just a little bit faster. Are you ready? Fret number 8 for C. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got that? One more time, just maybe a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And once we got it going and we add the drums, we get something like this. Then obviously you got the other chords kicking into the third bar now, which we'll get to. Now on the third bar, you'll notice that there's 2 extra chords on the ands after the 3rd and 4th beat. That is going to be the G, which is fret 3, and then off the video, zoom over there for the F. Zoom out a little bit there so you can bring those chords back into play. And let's put the guitar on the other leg. There we go, that's working a lot better. Okay, we're going to go through like this now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice all those off beats are up strums. So this hand that's moving now is catching the up strum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the third bar. And the second bar goes and 2 and. There's an open finger that I was saying. The finger lifts up, so open. So you're not actually playing, in other words, to an E chord itself. You're not actually changing from here to here, or even worse there. You're going, and that open is the E that I'm referring to. So it's more of a note than a chord for that specific E. And then after you come back to the F, it's onto normal D. So I'm going to play through one more time with the backtrack. You're going to now focus a bit more in on the whole guitar. And you can see both strumming hand and fretting hand. If you want to join me, you're more than welcome. Get up to the fret number 8. I'm going to play through with the tracks. So it's going to be quite quick. Listen for the 4 beats and let's do this. Break down the song as a whole, because from there onwards the song's really quite easy. I'm sure you know the song by now. If you don't, just Google it. Like I said, there's some nice versions by Tina Turner. Creedence Clearwater Revival covered it, and there's also other bands that have done a stunning job of this song. Really powerful one. But when you start singing Left a Good Job in the City, you're playing D. Your rhythm is basic. Going to focus too much on that. If you really get stuck with it, let me know and I'll help you. The reason I'm saying that is because if you're doing bar chords, you should be playing normally quite nicely already. So the purpose of this video is to focus on the bar chords. Get used to moving your hand, get used to the bend of the wrist we spoke about earlier with a nice bend over here. If you straighten it, remember your finger's going to arc. So those are all the goals we want to try and accomplish and tick off in our to-do box for this video over here. So one more time, C to A, C to A again, C to A, G, F, F, open E, F, D, and you've got Proud Mary. If you've got any questions, you've got my details, give me a shout and say hi. Otherwise, happy, have an awesome week. Thank you.